Yes, indeed. Right here, right now, Gambit on the CT. VP starting on the attack. And we do get our second map, Dust2. Yanko's called it. Chad, I see your eyebrows raised.
Yeah, it's a very brave call.
It's
Don't get
brazen.
too many reverse sweeps in best of fives. But let's see. He's back to the desk and he's been doing a phenomenal job with his bloody predictions. So we'll see if he can keep it up here. 5 sets of armor and a blocked Xbox smoke. Nafany, you cheeky little badger. He's going to get away from this one.
That's a satisfying start without the bullets even needing to be fired. Their Xbox smoke is completely nullified. Rushley is on all of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, of course, going all the way.
Don't forget 0.
Well, where's the 10 key? That's the question, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, this is a lot of utility left over from VP here to go for an execute late, but they need to staunch around and get this space, and who better to do so than Yakinda, who's been clinical towards these mid doors in previous matches and even caught a shadow.
He did, yeah. So he's all too aware, very gracefully mantles up Xbox to try and punish, and there it is.
His headshot percentage is just absolutely insane.
First frag found. Hobbit just shows a tiny centimeter of his dome. Yakinda knocks it off. Sanji, however, has been caught by the re-aggress mid. They tuck in now. Job done. Inters, you are in a lot of pain. If you can't find something early, like he's trying to keep them at arm's length there, the reason he's trying to show presence towards middle, he's hoping that's enough to ward them off B, but here comes trouble. Here comes an execute.
He needs to get stuck in here.
Yep.
Lurk smoke's a problem. Door smoke makes it even worse. They don't have any utility or a kit for this. They went 5 sets of Kevlar, so he has to win a fight.
Yeah, and they know his window now. His options get severely limited. And as Kickit gets that bomb down, do they choose to contest? Not yet. They wait for the numbers. They've got Nafany working on a long rotation towards tunnels.
They're all tucked in towards side as well, Alex. I don't know how you get back in here against these Glocks.
All these duels favor the Glock now. Here they come. And already a flurry of frags in favor of VP. One from Tons, one from the doors.
Bomb's halfway tick. They got to get a move on.
Very passive, just jiggling for the info. Shiro on one, and it's only the one. Locked down. VP take the pistol, and that's after an early move from Nafany, early frag from Yakinda.
Yeah, good stuff there from VP. Let's see if they can pick up where they left off on map number 1. Yanko was talking about the shift of momentum throughout that series. Well, VP are the ones definitely running into map number 2 with it.
Just 3 of them gathered by those bricks. They have this affinity for not giving you anything that's unintentional. You know, when they're holding that after plant, even though you're coming from tunnels, even though there's 3 on the site, he sees nothing. Sees nothing. Individual jiggles for info, and more than info coming for Shiro. What is that? Quick flick. Think it might just be blind tag, unconfirmed damage. James does cop a bit of a scout shot, and there's more. Yep, Shiro's tagging another one. This feels painful. This feels risky. They have to pull the plug. Get out of there.
But look how much damage they've sustained already. Yakinda and James both very low. Anything on the board right now from Gambit will take them down with a bullet.
Yeah, they did it on Vertigo. Saw how potent their second rounds can be.
Both teams completely spent on utility here as well. It's just that one smoke on Yakinda.
Oh, they're not even looking, not expecting the re-aggress, and with one bullet, enters, forces Yakinda down. How do you overcome this now?
Yeah, well, those footsteps were baiting James into a peek, but Shiro just moves off that line, so now James has some space. Hobbit's taken even more.
Oh, and they're not looking for this either. First up short now from long, and yeah, a sitting duck is Sanji. 3 is the magic number. He hits 2. And Shiro, ooh, not only the bomb, but a frag.
This is all on Buster here. Sanji's too low to do anything. Buster has to pull them out of this hole, and with the bomb tucked in with 35 seconds left, they're really running out of options.
Gambit going to give him nothing. Nafany is awaiting. It's surely just going to be a slight overextension, and there it is.
Sanji should just try and save this if he can. There's no point going in on a 1-on-4, giving away another AK, but they're going to want to try and pick up these guns. So if Sanji goes down after time, that is the nightmare scenario here. 13 HP, stuck in a forward position. He's hearing some footsteps. There's jumping over on the elevator boxes. Are they going to push on in, or are they just going to let him hold on to this?
Might be a bit of a walk.
Shiro's having a look. But Sanji, if he doesn't rear his head, he'll get away with this. Shiro might start running now and doesn't get that Galil. So we'll be holding on to the scout, probably happy with that. Sanji with that AK. If he drops that for any of his teammates, he's only going to be operating with head armor and a Glock, so he'll need to get a gun from somebody too. But with the heroics we've been seeing from Sanji lately, Wouldn't be too bad to keep in his hands. There's the shot from Shiro. That one sealed the deal. And this on to Bust to the high HP player. As soon as he's gone, that's another second round loss for VP. Sanji is keeping the AK. Everybody has Force Ball in around him. Deagles, Tech9, Scout for Jame. And over towards B they go. So big part of VP's game plan is these B executes, these mid to Bs, punishing that side of the map early.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the contrast when it was Astralis VP D2. Or even Spirit, excuse me. Just the way that they could walk into B. Astralis just gets smoked out. The contrast was visible now. 2 CIS squads and great flash up the doors. They don't choose to push on it. Hobbit was set up for something there.
Very hard for Sanji to get through Hobbit. That MAC-10 is perfect, and if Sanji goes down, how are they going to pick this one up? Oh, well, that question's been answered. Smoke gets dropped. They won't be looking towards mid doors anymore, and they know that's come from a close trajectory. So just seeing if they can get any damage done through the door. It's a very deep hole that Hobbit finds himself in there, and he's going to make his way back into CT spawn. So now he can play swing towards A. Buster with the lurk smoke. That's going to keep the B players busy. That nade make his life a little bit more of a disaster. And he has the bomb right now. So all this posturing around middle and short that we're seeing VP do, it might all be setting themselves up just to hold the CTs honest, right? You don't want them to have one player mid, 2 players B, keep them in that 2-3 split. They haven't been able to do so right now, so Sanji will need to find a kill before they can explode on this mid to B. They have the nades to do it. 2 smokes for CT. Flash as well.
All right, it's an explode B. There will be nothing for 2 of the A defenders to do. Hobbit's the one on CT and completely dry. Body shots. Sanji hunting for the trade. He can't even get that. Hobbit's making it so damn difficult for VP. They just can't even get into the site. They'll take whatever they can.
Need to go down after time, before time. If they go down after time, this is a nightmare. Kicker's trying to throw his body at the line. Jame just 2 seconds left on the clock. That could have got so much worse for VP. Gambit may have even wanted just to give them enough room there to almost hang themselves. So 2-1 now.
Yeah, I mean, how does Hobbit... I understand the first, but to deal with Sanji, who's got his crosshair placed on him, the movement as he comes back out for this repeat, just jiggling, using that extra ability to have accuracy while moving. Axel, very nice
shot.
All right, Gambit 2, VP 1, full Glock eco, not a penny spent.
This is going to be a slow one, ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
oh, maybe not.
Nafany has something to say. That is an in-game leader's favorite type of kills. You get to make the call and... Wait, hold up, Axel. You got to clear behind you, mate.
Oh, wow. Sanji tucked in on blue box. That's caught him.
Bit of an oversight there. Sanji's taking space.
Takes this duel successfully. They can do damage. James even caught Nafany's aggression.
Okay.
Not a full Glock eco. Sanji with his off angle. Taking that duel all the way down long. Just like that, Gambit have to pick this one and put it back together again. A bit of a Humpty Dumpty round. Inters is leaving B.
It's 16 HP with Kicker and Sanji combined. James is the only one with health, and it looks like all he's trying to do is get that bomb down. But now that he goes through lower dark, I'm getting more confused. So they're regrouping mid. There's plenty of time for this type of a play, but James is showing himself forward with that bomb. If he gets spotted, it will show up on the radar. Made his way up short. Inters, he spotted one. Oh, the double.
Doesn't get easier than that. Quick spray. Oh, but he wasn't looking. The chance presents itself. That could have been a frag, could have been a plant.
Could have been a lot more than that. Yeah, jeez. Okay. The Glock eco we saw yesterday, that was Liquid against
that's
VP.
right.
VP obviously watched that demo back, trying to do their best cosplay. Yeah, Axial, I'm not quite sure. We didn't see how that happened at long, but the fact he didn't clear his corners there, that almost unraveled, especially with that second kill towards top of sight. So keeping it very, very honest here, VP, on a Glock eco. Now the guns will come out. Orpers, both sides. James and Shiro got their weapons of choice. And it looks like a long explode. Kick it's out.
Yeah, and Shiro flashed off, fires off his shot, but space is taken.
Well, let's force them straight back into the site. And the only other option for the CTs is to take short control. If you can't have long, you need short. And they're on their way to clear that off now. And guess who's waiting for any aggression? Of course, it's James tucked in towards the green box, top mid.
Interesting.
Boatload of smokes here. Now, if you are VP, you kind of want to double pump this. Limp out a few smokes to just bait them into nades and force them to start throwing their utility, like this. Lots of time on the clock. There's no rush. Now, Gambit are staying stoic. They're actually using their flashes to make sure that they don't have to throw out their utility. And now they're being pressured.
You can see the hesitance from Shiro to drop his incendiary now seems to be the cue.
They're corralling them here. They want them on this A ramp to dump all these nades.
They've only got one for the cross now, though, Chad.
Might have to get a move on. Time's an issue.
Advancing a slow creep towards the side. Yakinda's managed to get himself across. The flashes are good. Hobbit uses the smoke to survive, and Shiro from short. It's Sanji with a crucial trade. Keeps VP's chances posting a second here.
He wants to get that bomb down, but needs to clear off towards short.
Oh, my lord! He nearly won it. Nearly peeked into the AWP. He'd have to do a whole lot more than that. They'll boost to stop and deny this plan. I think he's got it. Yep, they faffed around a little too long, and Kicker now set up for a spray. He gets two towards the elevator with this kind of health, though. The odds stacked up against Sanji, looking for a punish and a precise one.
Low.
So low from the earlier exchange against none other than God Sanji. 2 clutches? Oh! Too much to ask. Shiro denies it. He thought the walk up didn't quite have the pacing in his head. Valiant attempt from Sanji. Gambit steal away a 4th.
Yeah, that comes down to the tightest of margins right there. Good round from VP, all things considered. They were corralled to one area on the map. They made it work. Gambit didn't throw out too much utility. And look at that, sharp as you like. I know they're both low, but one bullet straight to the dome. Body hits the deck. The fuse comes through. Now, in the VP camp, there's probably a lot to discuss. That cash money is hovering around that 4K mark, 3.8, 3.7. That's not enough to go for a full buy, but it is enough to get Kick at an AK and some pistols around it.
Got the spawn. Knife out.
Pressure on the economy here.
Hobbit to contest. He's actually eaten the flash. Smoked off and...
Oh, he's
okay,
going through.
rinse and repeat.
He's thinking about going through here. If they can apply pressure while Gambit is stuck just rotating around, then that's going to be great. But Shiro's taking space back towards mid. Dangerous throwing that smoke these days.
Exile knows what's coming. He can hear the footsteps stampeding towards his location. They're all down there. Oh. What a flick from Shiro. He had a moment's notice to adjust. Awkward as hell. Bombs loose. James hanging out in the tunnels. Inters wants to find and clear that out, but the element of surprise strikes, and now an M4.
They got the bomb back as well. So they can plant A safely. Gambit, they're stuck in no man's
land. They have to fight James. They just have to simply beat James, and they have, but at what cost? A 2-on-2 now with these Deagles. VP have been so close to converting a couple of these. That's a gamble, but he gets across. Enables not only that, but a smoke and an AK. Quite the upgrade, Yakinda. Speaking of upgrades, VP's most recent has found the final Deagle shot to deter Shiro. Yeah. That is enough. Returning to long, Chad.
Yeah, that was just that partial investment, right? So interesting stuff right there. And yeah, I'm with you. They returned to long after getting denied. I think they realized they can get space. So right now it looks like Gambit, they're a little bit scared if the flashes come over that corner smoke. They don't want to contest that. They think they have setups to deal with it. Well, they did, but that flurry of kills or that flurry of movement as they came up short very fast, the smoke, the flash over the wall, it was just that space. And you saw VP didn't continue to run into the blender of A. They kind of hit pause again. James gets 2 kills. He's instrumental in this round.
Yeah.
I'd love to have known how Shiro gets that kill onto Kick It as well, because Kick It looked like he was there ready to absolutely rinse them from behind. Wasn't necessary in the end. And 4-2 in money for Gambit, well, it's in the bin, right? This is what I was talking about when I was saying they want to keep pressure on the economy. That's why they went for that AK upgrade with the Force Buy, because they've kept Gambit down to just so few members in these rounds. And the CT side, they have to invest a little bit more to get the purchases through. So Shiro with the AWP, it gives you at least some confidence, but they have to use him aggressively. In these type of situations, the CTs, maybe they'll go for a stack with the pistol somewhere else, let the AWP roam around, maybe have one buddy with him to pick that up. But the one key issue here it is, flashing short.
Yeah, and then...
He can start spamming. Oh, okay. Felt like he was ready for that with plenty of time.
Whew. Does make it look easy. And that was, I mean, a crucial frag. Kicker was about to unload his full clip into the 3 of you back turned.
They just invested like very late out of spawn there, Gambit. That buy was happening as freeze time ended. So they've gone all in on this one. They don't want to tussle right here for this.
Ooh, and already Sanji gets out. The problem solving of the CT side. An aggressive maneuver early, and it's a gamble. The fact that Inters has not had any resistance.
Oh, they're ready to pincer on mid. 2 from tunnels, 2 from short, 1 close mid doors.
Yeah, it feels like this is 5 players hunting down Yakinda. And I don't know if he's going to be able to find anything, especially with the element of surprise here. He does tuck in. No info. They know where he is now, and he backs straight up into Inters. With their powers combined, they find the first. Don't forget, this is a full investment. This is Gambit saying no, you do not have control.
Gambit have good nades to slow this again, right? They picked up that weapon. There's lots of nades on the floor as well.
Oh,
okay.
Straight through the smoke. Kicker was tapping, looking for info. He gets more than info, knocks their head off. They don't boost either. Opting for a further back, a different angle of attack. And it's not far off from Shiro. They're into the site now, though, and the bomb will be planted. Sanji hiding behind the car. It's Buster the first up. That's the trade. Sanji consistent.
This flank's coming very late through long.
Inters is going to have a chance to take down James. He's so distracted by Shiro's shots.
Turned.
Yeah, and already Axel's got one. James not ready for this. It's going to come down to one man. Just kick it. Just like that. Shiro's got the kit. He's close. And they've done it. Gambit retake control. They'll even grab an extra AWP for their troubles.
Oh, dear. The fact that they're not willing to give up on this. What a round right there. Walking away, 3 kills to his name. And you could see you were right. It did feel like that whole focus was just, let's stop Yakinda. Let's stop this mid control. He's heard the pin get pulled. That's why Nafany started spamming. He has to go back into Inters. That looks picture perfect. And even with this, Kicker gets so lucky with that type of a kill right there. They still pull this one off. So investing behind that guardian angel of Shiro with the AWP, he's not even the one to find all the impact. He wasn't even the scary factor in that round.
Yeah, we had a great breakdown on the desk actually from Gambit's Inferno game in the semis, where you just saw the power of those late flanks. You know, we've seen it from Kicker on VP, we've seen it from Nafany, most notably in Yanko's example, where when Counter-Strike is played at this level, I think his statement was, is when Counter-Strike is being played at this level, it's those timings, being, you know, pulling out your knife with conviction and being behind them on short when they're, you know, there is a couple of seconds determining whether that bomb goes down or not. Awesome stuff. Gambit 5. Hunting a 6. Where in the hell did Yakinda's health go? I think it was the flames.
Yeah, Hobbit's kind of stuck right now. Shiro's trying to bail him out with a couple of nades. That smoke is not great, but he's tucked into it. Hobbit. He's hearing all of this. Yakinda knows he can't hang around. Looks like a classic A split here from VP, but unless they get short control, these long players are going to have all the eyes on them. As this smoke fades, Hobbit might even be thrusted forward.
Yeah, there's a world where Sanji can get him on the box peak. Holding from short, conceding long. A run boosted AWP, and the hunt for Axel. He's just passively actually got the pin pulled on a smoke. He'll be reacting and dropping that. Still no access to short. Yakinda wants to change that. Oh, and he wins it out against the AWP, no less. His moves so graceful and his shots so pinpoint perfect. Sanji's caught the mid player. VP have caught themselves a third.
Inters will do good to get away here.
Doesn't seem too likely now.
Look at him just...
Look at the map.
Just toying with Sanji. Yeah, they're collapsing in all around him. Where are you going to go, mate? Please? I just want to leave.
Trying to escape the wrath of Buster. There it is. Okay, so just the one casualty, but that's after the round. Bomb does go down on A again. So for a team that we said have a bit of a tendency to lean B, we haven't seen an awful lot of that.
Yeah, then they're obviously focusing more through long. We can know these cat executes they have as well, where they procedurally take different chunks of that A bomb site and split it out and fight as a unit. They have very good flashes for that, but they are changing up their tact a little bit, and that's putting a lot more pressure on their long or their A hold because they're not able to establish long control. But Gambit still don't want to give up, right? Because of this loss bonus situation, the back and forth nature, they've been left with a low loss bonus and they've had to force buy in. Can they pull it off again? This time, no AWP for Shiro.
Oh, Hobbit.
Get a chance.
Yeah, completely caught in transition. He couldn't decide what he wanted to do with that. Committed to the smoke. Will they respect it?
They four-man stacked B as well, so this is perfect for VP. They can get straight on in, plant that bomb. And if you're Gambit, you just want to hold on to these upgraded pistols, right? Let's just take a look at the loss bonus. Next round's 1900, so it will be hold on to everything you have. VP also know they're up against this lower version of the buy, so you don't want to give over any AK-47s. Let them have those pistols, let them have the scout. They'll have another crack at it. They maybe gamble stack towards B again. But maybe that is why they were gambling towards B, Alex, is what we've seen so far in the tournament has been the affinity to go for the mid to Bs, the B splits, put a lot of pressure through tunnels. tunnels with the new skylight smokes that we've seen with the reverse doors. Clawing this one back. Gambit have had really good starts to halves, it feels like, and then VP, once they get control, able to run away with these gun rounds. 5-4, bomb about to explode. Hobbitt's going to be operating with very little here, maybe a P250. Everybody will be staying alive on VP.
For those that, by the way, haven't been keeping their finger on the pulse of all of the nuggets of knowledge coming into this final, one that I do think is interesting to keep our fingers on the pulse of is Shiro versus Simple in clutch records. The record is held currently, all-time record from Simple. He got 19 1vx situations in 22 maps. Shiro currently stands at Katowice 21 with, I believe now actually after the first map, 18, or on Dust2. 18 in 13 maps.
Okay. He's trying to speedrun it. Fair enough. Breaking records. Why not? Well, VP are about to break the back of Long. Kick it out again.
Yeah, and it's Axel given the responsibility, but with a scout, surely you're just going to have to hope and pray that this is all smoke and mirrors.
He's very lucky there's no cap pressure right now. This sets him up to get a couple of tags if they're lackadaisical about the way that they pick out of Long. But VP, we know how thorough they are. We've watched them time and time again against these low buys or eco rounds when we can see quite clearly with the radar they're on the other side of the map and they still go through all of their paces. You see the mollies, you'll see the flashes, they'll bait out extra aggression. And Gambit are actually rotating over. Starting to make their way is Hobbit at least. Axar will need some help at some point. Maybe they throw Hobbit on the line here just to see what's out there. Throw him out as a bit of bait. Might be too late.
Wow. Here they come. Couldn't be worse for Gambit to receive. Into the site, doing their due diligence.
Melted.
Utility, more to come.
You will not fight us. We will plant the bomb for free, and we'll even tuck back into some fantastic post-plant position. So
these are the rounds as a Counter-Strike player you really can breathe. You know, you can just have a breath. You just play in the game. Your heart rate doesn't have to accelerate.
Exits is what's on the agenda right here. You can see tucking in through T-spawn, seeing if there's maybe an extra gun or two that have been purchased on. Now, the reason that it's fine for them to hold on to this, and you're like, well, okay, why aren't they getting a little bit more aggressive? Why aren't they putting their bodies on the line? This is 2 rounds in a row they've done this. Well, check out what's purchased. They have Kevlar. If they hold on to that, they won't need to reinvest into the next round. That's going to save their investment. And with the 2400 coming through the door, frees them up for a bit more utility, frees them up to get those big guns out.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them as well that haven't taken a point of damage, so that upgrade that Chad's referring to is actually going to make a world of difference into the rifle and utility package. You can see doing the double smoke, getting across. Very little to be concerned about when it's only a USP, putting bullets down range, and I think at that point, you know, and so did VP, that this was theirs. 5-5. It's going the same way of Vertigo, which at times really did look like it was in Gambit's hand.
How are they going to deal with this with no AWP on Shiro? It's not like he's had a huge amount of impact with the AWP thus far, but it means that the CT side defense will need to look a little bit different. Very fast. Look at this. Straight out the mid doors. Look at all the space. He's going forward.
He wants more, and he's actually found Hobbit. There is an important trade from Shiro. We do return to a 4-on-4.
Can't rotate anywhere, not with James here.
Yeah, and Buster's even trying his own little adventures towards this lurk smoke. How far do you want to push this?
Looks like all the way.
Oh, shots.
That's heard.
Yeah, very, very unlikely for Buster to dig himself out of trouble now. Good work from Inters. Nafli didn't choose to fire a single bullet or make a single sound, so 1B is the call. Currently a 2-2 split.
Nades are still pretty good for VP, right? They have smokes to work with, and if they want to go for this B split or an A attack, either is going to work because the 2-2 setup that VP have held Gambit to means they cannot rotate anywhere. James AWP is a problem. Any jiggle, anything, he's going to be on top of that. And sound cues from Sanji will be heard, so they know at least he's towards upper tunnels. Meanwhile, Kickit is working short, and James is just staying put. Regrouping now towards the tunnels.
Interested if he scopes in, starts his walk. He's got a smoke for doors. We've been seeing him throw down on a lot of the takes.
Look at Naf and his nades, though, Alex. He still has a molly for this.
Yeah.
They're reconsidering it immediately, so
20 seconds.
Kick it.
If he gets the timing,
Kick it.
Shiro exposed, and Shiro passes his test. That should be enough. James swallowed a nade. You got 10 seconds. Just throw your bodies at the site. Hope you don't go down after time. Yeah, knife out. Okay, so VP did run out of time after that one, ran out of steam. Shiro with 3.
AWP recovered.
And that is a big note, actually, Chad. That's in capitals. AWP recovered. Considering how fragile Gambit's CT economy has been, they've saved 3 players, minimum 4 on the high end over the course of these 3 VP rounds.
Just that sound through the smoke was enough, right? So Inters tags him up, Nafany can call to that hit, and then he's able to reposition that crosshair to hit that dome. So VP not getting away with their old tricks right here, might go back to more of the A lean. Standard default again, you can very, very noisy through lower tunnels. They never look worried for any of these fights on short. And Jane with that AWP, what the combo to be taking your mid and short control. These two very sharp objects, making their way straight out mid doors with a minute 30 left on the clock. The rotator, which is Hobbit, is under so much pressure. He's died 10 times. He's not getting an easy way of this whatsoever. And now Yukinda's tucked on in close. He can listen and spring that trap late. And we haven't seen one of these VP standard short executes just yet. Now, when we talk about this, if we see it come out, you'll see the standard smokes. They even have an extra one they dribble down just in front of the site to deny AWP vision. And the flashes are used regimentally, right? They'll throw them out, they'll focus site, they'll focus goose, then they'll focus ramp. It's not just run on in and hope you win the fights. They have a very good idea of how they want to approach this VP. Smoke's being thrown out. That might draw the rotation or open the gap for Yukinda to take some space. The passive setup on B gives Yukinda a lot of room to work with, and that smoke has just bought another bit of time. So, slow as you like in this one. 40 seconds left and full kits of nades.
It's a very passive setup from Gambit. I'm interested to know if VP can rock it at all. He's going to be vigilant. Util's thrown out. The Vanguard smokes, if you will. And yeah, Yukinda's been caught out on his mid to B. If Hobbit goes down, though, it is exposed Nafany and Inters to a very isolated 2 versus 4. And Jame entry fragging. Now Inters, they spot him with the barrel. They convert it with the Buster. And we have a 6th, just like that. VP, I mean, the fact that, Chad, we weren't saying with conviction a letter of the alphabet. A, B, we weren't sure.
No idea.
Neither did Gambit. Isolating those duels, Jame, excuse me, with a fantastic pair.
That's the thing, right? Hobbit is really being bullied on these rotations, and it's so difficult to deal with that as a player who you go set up your teammates at long, you throw the flashes, you put them in good positions, and then your job is more to babysit the mid to B. It's not to be the player getting all the kills. You're in swing. You're meant to be there to plug up the gap so that your mid to B holder has some support and doesn't feel completely marooned. Well, Hobbit is the one being isolated right now, and the only way to change this is probably bringing out a double AWP setup. If you can get the double AWPs out, you can either post one up towards back of B, have Shiro maybe be a bit more mobile, have some rifles closer short, closer mid, because VP are taking so much space right now that you need to be able to deny this. Hobbit did a great job to even get one. You can see the whole point of that strat. Hey, we're going to throw all these nades, we're going to make it look like an A execute. That swing player has to help A. Hobbit was ready, right? He was ready for the mid to B, so he wasn't even fooled, but still isolated. So Gambit now with the scoreline 6-6 on one of their weaker maps is, look, they're doing all right. They're keeping their head above water, and they've gone for another one of these buys here with the saved guns that could be deadly, right? The Deagle on Hobbit, there's no reason he can't hit a bit of a banger. They're missing the boosts to start off with, so working out how they want to run with this one.
Yeah, have to see a Shiro moment.
Oh, okay. That's a T-smoke there that's denied that, and they've just negated an aggressive move with a simple smoke. Good stuff from VP.
Straight up smoke short, knowing they want to try and find some impact with the saved rifles.
And here he is.
Yukinda surely gets checked. Oh my lord. And
He's not looking at all.
He's not looking at all.
Oh!
Oh, and he gets them both. First kicker, Yukinda on the reactions, but got to get up pretty damn early in the morning to wake up and stop Inters. Sanji caught as well through the doors. The Tracer's fire was enough. Buster, he's done it before. Can he do it again? Breaking into the site. AK to be knocked off his perch is Inters. And Nafany on site, they've done well to isolate these duels. If Jane can get away, no, Inters does well to take him down. Bomb retrieval integral. Sanji does tag one up on the advance towards tunnels. Shiro close to contest. Oh, this is a tough puzzle to piece together here for the remaining Ts.
This is the fight, though. If Axel takes down Sanji, then Buster is locked.
Yeah. This, about 10 seconds. They're going to have a chance. The timing on the walk-in. Sanji does manage to win his duel despite his low HP, catches Axile off guard, but now, same can't be said. You'd have to one tap or save an orb. That works too.
Yeah, the fact he's been able to grab that one right under their noses here. It is still the round for Gambit. They have pulled another one away just with the saved guns, some upgraded pistols, and some heroics from Inters. How does he get 2 kills there, right? Yakinda was out mid doors super early yet again. He was not expecting them to be coming in, taking all this space. Check this.
This is a reaction.
Oh, mate.
Makes it look so easy. Dink into the body. 2 shots, you're out.
It felt good as well, and you can see what Buster's hoping for here. With him going for the plant, he's hoping that Dark player gets drawn into Sanji. Sanji gets the kill, he can come through, he can help out Buster. Now they have a 2-on-2 with players outside the site, but well handled. And Gambit, they're up to 7 there. In the lead right here. One more and they'll definitely get the half. One-way smoke, they've mollied in front of it. Kick it won't be able to step on out into that. So long has been denied. Gambit won't have to worry about getting pushed and forced out. And look what they're doing, going for these B hits. We've been speaking about them all game long. Finally, VP are going to go for one of these standard plays, and that conditioning with the lurk smoke from Buster, it just looks like a normal round.
Yeah, so far. Now with a bit more util thrown his way, he's actually forced to smoke onto their Molotov. Nafany actually converts Yakinda's hunt, and Inters, he's having another round. Doesn't matter whether it's P250 or M4, he's just caught 2 on his repeak. Dust2 has got no way in now. Kickert's caught on doors, Hobbit goes looking. And we know what time it is. 60 seconds. And he's pushed down. Nafany denies it all.
Well, they're going to go for that double op setup very late here. And that's probably a good call because VP, they didn't start going for more of those plays towards Cat, right? They didn't keep going through that avenue. They've gone for more mid-heavy stuff. Here they've gone back towards B, which has been a bit of crutch of theirs throughout this tournament. And now you're probably expecting VP to go for 1 or 2 things. They've had a lot of success through long, and they've had a bit of success when they've gone for those later mid to B splits, controlling those rotations, isolating Hobbit. Well, the double orb, that might be the change-up they need. Is Kicker going to get a gun here? There we go, he's only got a deagle. So this buy, Alex, last round is not looking good.
Sanji, the entry fragger. Axile stomachs it. Hobbit was flashed in, and oh, so perfect. Hobbit nearly transfers. Okay, Yakinda keeps it competitive, and he'll recover an AK for his hard work. You can see there's corpses littering for either side here on long, and that double AWP you talked about, Chad, does get awkward in this mid-round if there is a little loose end. James is at T-spawn. He doesn't...
He's walking in T-spawn with 1:19 on the clock. That just tells you how scared he is for any form of aggression right here.
Backing out? Or just aiding James cross? Okay.
Like ships in the night right there. And back towards long they go, so...
Look at this. Look at them taking it in turns. Okay, they've got their plan. It's clear that those with nades have been given the responsibility to take long, and nades are thrown out. Inters 2 incredibly impactful rounds back to back.
Only smokes to work with.
Chasing them 9th for Gambit. VP to close this gap. Cross smokes land. Into spray, Dust2. Kicker hasn't gone down, but that sound. They're well aware one has slipped the net, and looks like Shiro's missed shot has given Yakinda's perfect time to strike from short. 8 seconds left as VP have pulled this one out.
Oh,
Inters
not again.
Not done yet. More impact required. He needs the head, finds the head. One more, and it's the most prized of them all, Yakinda. He's got 3 already. Will he get the 4th? He's tagged up so low. USP now. He knows one bullet will do it. And Inters 3 back-to-back impact rounds pulls Gambit into an extended lead. So much impact from him. The young guns looking poised to push VP.
Spirits never die.
what I feel about Sure. He is not taking risks. He is always playing like good on percentage level. Like he always have in his duels like 60 on 14%. Like he always has an advantage. Like he's not taking risks. That's why I think he's good.
The sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, but pack your bag now. Keep your feet on the ground and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until
Dust2, map 2 of our grand finals. And the CIS, the very best. Gambit on 9, VP posting 6. They are 1-0 up. Vertigo was theirs by the narrowest of margins. And, well, this is VP's turf. Anything can go down here as we start our pistol off. We are seeing more and more P250s worm their way into T-side pistol rounds.
Yeah, I want to level that playing field against these long-range USPs, 5 of which VP hold, kick it on a little bit of utility, and James has even taken space. But I think Hobbit has caught that one long, granted immediately out. And Inter's leading the way, the hero of the first half. How much more can he do?
Oh, he's trapped. Calls for the bailout. Has he got time for this? I think he just about gets there in time. So James set up for success. Sanji to delay as best he can. He hears Axal is across.
Oh, good from
that
short.
one, yeah, all the way from short. Yukinda's hit a good shot, but no permanent deaths yet.
James been very sneaky
Playing
here.
retake here?
Yeah, no kit.
Oh, Hobbit. Nice catch. Yukinda was trying to work on the round the world maneuver. Now they have to focus all of their attention. The element of surprise. It's not clean from James. Inters continues to impress as he finds his 20th and another as well. Nothing left for VP in this pistol. Bloodshed, tears. It's 10 for Gambit.
Yeah, Inter's impact is reflected in the scoreboard, right? So those last 3 rounds of the first half, he went absolutely mental, and now here on the pistol with even more. So he is having a map. Not necessarily one of the star players of Gambit, but he's showing up right here, right now, and he is head and shoulders above the rest of the server. 11 kills between him and the next closest. Shiro, Nafany, Sanji, James, all with 10 apiece. 21 for Inters. Axial relatively quiet here on Dust2, and the same can be said for Yukinda. Will be a full eco coming out from VP. No force buy. They don't want to struggle for this economy control. And if Gambit convert this, just the way they get off, Nafany's very lucky to be alive here. Lots of bodies around.
So many. Yukinda's caught just the one. What's going on?
Okay.
For a second there, it looked like the CT aggressions were winning against Mac 10s. It's stabilized. Thank you, Nafany.
Yeah, and just talking about these starts of halves, right? Now, on this map, they did lose the opening pistol round, but then they went and win the force buy, and then they had 4 on the trot. And then when you look at this half, they were able to grab this pistol round and then convert the second. So they've set themselves up very good, 11-6. And this gun round right now from VP, it makes a lot of sense that they're calling a timeout here. And the reason that is because when you go for this third round buy with the new economy, it's not new anymore, but you have enough for rifles. You have to have the trade-off, do we want utility? Because you're not going to have Molotov, smoke, flash, nade, and defuse kit. That's just not going to happen, right? And they're aware that they're up against a bonus situation. So as Buster gives us a little bit of a yawn there, I'm sure he's more than excited about this one. Don't you worry about that. We can look through their buys. You've got 4 M4s, right, with smokes on their side. There's a Molotov for Sanji. He's opted not to go for the head armor where the rest have, because they know that they're going up against potential SMGs. Not a diffuse kit in play whatsoever. And what this means is it's not about where the utility can be thrown, it's where the bodies need to go. So what type of a play are we going to go for? How are we going to find ourselves an opening? You need to be a little bit more proactive on the CT side with buys like this. Jame has that
you
all.
get executed on, you really, there's nothing pointing towards going for it.
Yeah, so they need to be a little bit more proactive in this one. And a 4-man A-lean is a good place to start. All the pressure on Jame over towards B. Whatever utility VP did have has just been dumped to get long control. So they put all their eggs in this basket. Nobody's out. They've got control of this, and now they need to get the bodies back somewhere else. But look at Nafany.
What's he up to?
He's
Through
out
the
mid.
Smoke. No eyes on it currently. Hobbit very loud on this hand. And Yakinda goes down. Big first frag found from the most experienced and the only major champion in the Gambit Esports roster. Well, this gets even more awkward now. Not only did you have limited util, now limited players. VP have to overcome the Gambit T side with just 4.
If they go into A because of that opening kill, they might get a bit of a rude surprise, right? We still have 2 players mounted up towards, of course, the caster curse. They just dropped on down, but there are 3 players still over towards the A side of the map. Hunkering down long is Buster and Jame. He's having to take a risk and some space. Hobbit's low, and Hobbit's down.
Interesting. What does that do to Nafany?
Mid to A? Mid to A?
They're boosting. The element of surprise, I'm not sure anyone's going to be expecting this. I say that as Sanji is. Considered it for
Nafany's
a second.
through.
Nafany is through.
Oh,
it could too.
be the double.
And it could very well be just the Mac 10 though. Surely he
Oh,
he
Nafany.
can. Nafany with impact all over. What's Jame to do now? The glass cannon AWP was responsible for B. He's been a completely nullified object at this point.
He's locked in as well. Look at this. 1 player already towards spawn. That's Axial. Jame, you got to be careful, mate.
They want to stop this. They don't want to stop that save. They know how much impact a single AWP, especially for VP, and it's clean and easy. They'll take that. So, bringing it all through. Gambit starting to accrue enough points to start the engines of a 1-1 split.
Oof, this from Nafany is so ballsy, right? This in-game leader, he takes so much space and not always profiting with the kills, but it's more what he is still allowing the rest of his team to do. So here with some impact, they justify holding on to those lower weapons, that Scout, the Mac 10, everything has found it work, and they've even upgraded into that AWP. All right, Shiro through the door. They didn't even get a chance to cross, mate. Give him a break.
Yeah, we saw Simple throwing one in a similar line as well. It seems like the new adaptation is wallbanging those that are waiting to cross on the smoke. Kickert gone. 15 deaths as well. He's had a very quiet time here on Dust2, and this is clearly far, far and away from the Dust2 they imagined when this was their first pick of the best of 5.
Well, if this keeps going in this direction, we're guaranteed 4 maps. Train up next.
All right, so short control gathered, a lean, heavy lean towards B, so it is only Yakinda. And he's lost his duel just on that repeat. He knew, Nafany was well aware that Yakinda didn't have many options in terms of retreat, just stand and try to deliver. And deliver Gambit will. Not taking their chances. Good to see the smokes and the Molotovs all landing to do their due diligence.
This will be 4 in a row right here for Gambit in the second half, and that's the max loss bonus coming into the bank balance of VP for the next. They might want to go for a couple of exits here just to close out this round. No point holding onto these deagles. You don't have Kevlar behind it. Sure, having a better sidearm was cool, but all in all, it will be the rifles that we'll be looking towards next round. So everybody from Gambit looks like they will be surviving. VP aren't even having a look in whatsoever, just staying tucked in towards B. Nobody's moving. Statues, 3 of them. And And that's round number 19 in the bag. This is very good stuff from Gambit. The fact that they had a close game on Vertigo, they could have really got in their own heads. This is a grand final. These guys
had picked it.
Yeah, and they're lucky that obviously this is against an opponent they're familiar with. Otherwise, capitulation could have been on the cards, but this is something that they're well and truly back into. 13-6. And here's that opening shot from Shiro. Bang. Just frustration for the likes of Kick It there. What am I meant to do, mate? I'm already on an eco. Give me a break. As the buy will come out. Jame onto the AWP. Org for Kick It. Still not a single defuse kit purchased on up here. Keep that in mind if we get into post plants. We are running out of rounds to work with. Gambit only 3 away now. But if we get another one of those Sanji clutch rounds, maybe that's the momentum shifter right there. Back towards long. Shiro's leading the charge with the pick. Nobody home to receive him. How long is Jame going to stay on this stack for?
Yeah, it's a good question.
There's usually a flash for this position, right? And then the AWP would peek out on the flash, but Jame's just standing tall.
Hobbit seems positioned in a way he knows it's a vulnerability. He might jiggle it. And he does. Baits the shot. Nade finds no success, and Hobbit has successfully dismantled the first setup from VP.
It's an important hurdle to cross, and we've seen this boost. Yeah, look at this.
Now, crosshair placement. Yeah, if your crosshair placement's good enough for this duel, I will be happy to be proven wrong.
Oh, he's stepping into it late, so he's not 100% certain if people haven't crossed. Well, Yakinda is. He's taking back that space, and James in rotation. It looks like they're setting up for a B split.
Yeah, and the CTs seem to have worked it out. Util starts to fall. James drops Nafany, aggressive just on the edge of that smoke. Just when he needed to arrive for the mid to B split, makes things difficult. So does Yakinda.
Both down. B's open.
Wide open, thanks to Axile. Can't contest the smoke. James looking to elevate someone up or get the boost himself, hoping to find one as they reposition onto the platform. This is a Hail Mary maneuver.
This has a good idea. Look at the wall bang.
Idea. Yeah, he's completely deterred them from that.
They have to save. Like I said, there was no kit for the post plan.
You'd be throwing your bodies into a brick wall if you tried.
That's Axial. That's all Axial. Like, the mid to B got stopped. There was no mid to B. There was only one prong on that attack, and it was Axial coming in through those tunnels, taking out both Kick It and Buster. So as soon as they fall, the bomb goes down, the pressure applied. VP locked out. They need to hold on to these guns. Max lost bonus, sure. They will be able to drop and have another competitive round going forward, but it doesn't matter. 14-6 right now. Gambit looking good to convert. They might even get this one. Inters gives it a shot. Bomb goes off. Sanji lucky to survive. Wants to grab an AK if he can.
See it from Axile's POV. Comes up just as the action's occurring middle, and neither of them ready for that duel.
Yeah, they were very glued to mid doors there, weren't they? So many bodies thrown at that. Yakinda, Jame pushing through the smoke. Both Kick It and Buster, we could see, were having a glance. And I like this timeout from Gambit. You're in such a lead. Just talk this one through. Don't slip over yourself right here.
Like, this is these are the scenarios that you start replaying, like, oh, if only at 14-6 I didn't go for that. Those are the ones that keep you up at night. So that's what this timeout is designed to avoid. 2 timeouts remain. I wonder if we'll see any more of those. See if VP have got any punch left.
Axial only has 8 kills, right? He has 7 assists alongside of that, and we saw 2 of his kills in that previous round. That's impact right there, right? We were talking about Inters with his so far. He's up to 23 now. And another timeout. So these teams like to drop them on top of one another here. VP.
We heard Axel talking a little bit about his age and what it means to him. I just want to double check how old the dude is. 18, my lord.
Yeah. Hobbit brings the average age of this team up a bit.
So yeah, Axile, Mr. Sergey's 18. Inters is having a great performance here in the grand finals of Katowice. Is equally relatively young, 20 years of age for him. So the average really is just brought up by your major champion,
who's also pretty young as well. So all in all, they were the Gambit youngsters. Now they're the Gambit main squad, and they're doing what the Gambit main squad did many moons ago. And right now, in the second half, they are looking absolutely flawless. Let's get this one underway. Shiro through the door again, gives it a crack. Worth the shot.
Yeah, and one of my least favorite parts of Dust2, when I've got the mouse and keyboard in my hands myself, crossing those doors So punishing. Forcing out util. Once a couple of successful shots have been hit. Okay, Yakinda's got a very nice off angle for anyone that fancies their chances middle now.
Yeah, he loves that box, doesn't he? Just up and over. The mid to B smokes that come through as well, he can play forward of them. This one's actually paused
Have
out
the
here.
confidence.
To just stand there with your knife out talking.
Yeah, what the hell?
Like,
I don't see
hello?
that. Don't see that every day. It's like they're just having a full mother's meeting, talking it through.
this A setup is quite weird right now that we see from VP. Nobody towards long.
Sanji's the same, just having a chat. Okay, so they're probably going to...
Yeah,
30
this
seconds.
is very odd.
All right. Looks like they know what strat they're doing already.
How is there no eyes on long?
Okay, they're walking in though. James gonna have to do a lot of work here. Sanji trying to bait them to look at him, and he's done the first part. He's gonna have to do the rest as well. Great Molotov to buy time. Yakinda's burning though. Have to find a new elevation.
Long's coming too. Sanji's screwed.
Yeah, safe corner, but for how long? Shearer already onto Yakinda to finish off the jobs of the Flames, and Gambit set for 15 just like that.
What an odd round that was. I'm flabbergasted. I'm not quite sure how they have nobody watching. I'm not sure what tell there is. That must be the domestic rivalry between the two, right? The fact they played each other a lot in the past. There must be something going on there.
That was peculiar.
Well, now, that is the 15th, and coming knocking. Gambit, this is a quick second map. I thought we were going to have the 16-14s, overtime games, all the rounds throughout here, but they've made short work of Dust2. VP have looked so threatening on this map throughout the tournament. I think they've only lost it twice in recent history. If you go back in the last 3 months, they've won at a bucket load. And they'll just hold on to these two rifles. So Buster and Kick It, they're the ones who went down towards B in the previous. This time they'll get to hold on to their guns. And it was so strange. Nafany was so far forward. Look how far forward Nafany is. And Hobbit and the rest of the team are still just coming up late. And they make a round like this work. So great stuff. Still a bit perplexed on how it all transpired. But regardless, 15-6, rifles back out. VP's last chance here on Dust2. Now, we will be moving into Train as the next map, the third map. And this has extended the series to at least 4.
Oh, he's caught him. Just pre-aiming the jump across. Intuition strikes, and so does that. Oh, Nafany charging through the flames. He gets away. Yakinda claws one back. They know there's more damage and more players are waiting on the other side of that smoke. James sets to work in middle. No armor on him. Vulnerable to those wallbangs if info's gained.
They know Yakinda's tricks, don't they? Hanging around the smokes, just putting some lead through. Smoke will clear now, and he has to drop back to a more passive configuration. But James, he could stifle this completely. Lots of conversation there from Inters, letting him know how much space he's working with.
They're going back. Inters will hear the jump for info.
He's heard the scope as well. Slipped the net.
And James does not hit the shot. Inters gives them the man advantage, looking to finish this right here, right now. Map 2 of the grand finals could be a thrashing. Just need to post the one. Up short now. VP's dastardly Dust2 getting completely shaken. And Yakinda peeks out, it's damage. It's insufficient. They're both coming in from CT and B respectively, so disconnected. Just got to follow the flowchart now for the after plan. Sanji does take down Nafany.
Buster does have a kit. This is still doable. It looks extremely unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, with the flashbang, Sanji wants one more before he does any more dirty work, and that's the head he was waiting for. Pops it off of Inters. The impact continues. Buster, oh, they may not expect
Look at this angle from Hobbit.
Angle on the gather the smoke and makes it all too easy. Gambit really do convince many with a performance like that against Virtus.pro, masters of Dust2. Their pick no less. Gambit equalize our grand finals.